Have you ever been in a room full of people, laughing, talking, and felt completely, utterly alone? Like there's an invisible wall between you and someone you care about. You can feel it. A chill in the air that no one else seems to notice. A tension in their smile that doesn't quite reach their eyes. You replay your conversations, looking for what you did wrong, wondering why you feel so drained, so small after spending time with them. You tell yourself you're being paranoid, too sensitive. You make excuses for them. They're just stressed. They didn't mean it that way. But your gut, your soul, knows something is wrong. What if you're not imagining it? What if that hollow feeling in your chest after you see them is a real warning? A signal that you are the target of a hidden, silent animosity from someone you trust. This isn't about dramatic confrontations or shouting matches. This is about the quiet, corrosive hatred that lives in the shadows of relationships. The kind that smiles to your face while slowly poisoning you from the inside out. And to understand this, we need to go beyond pop psychology. We need to dive deep into the hidden realms of the human psyche with one of its greatest explorers, Carl Jung. Stay with me, because over the next while we are going to uncover the 5 profound signs that someone close to you secretly holds a deep-seated hatred for you. This journey might be painful, but it is the first step toward reclaiming your peace, your power, and your emotional freedom. Don't click away. What you discover here might just explain the pain you've been carrying for years. Let's start with the most common, yet most easily dismissed sign. It's the one you feel before you can even put it into words. Carl Jung didn't just talk about the conscious mind. He introduced the world to the concept of the unconscious, the vast hidden part of ourselves that holds our repressed memories, our instincts, and our shadow selves. He said, "The meeting of 2 personalities is like the contact of 2 chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." Think about that for a moment. When you interact with someone, it's not just 2 conscious minds having a chat. It's 2 entire psychic universes colliding. Your unconscious is communicating with their unconscious in a silent, ancient language of energy and intuition. Now, when someone secretly harbors hatred or resentment towards you, a profound split occurs within them. Their conscious mind, the part that knows social rules, might be saying kind, polite, even flattering things. "You look great. I'm so happy for you. Let's get together soon." But their unconscious mind, the seat of their true, unfiltered emotions, is screaming a different story, and that story leaks out. It leaks out in what Jung might call the psychic emanation, the aura they project. You feel it as a subtle yet unmistakable dissonance. Their words say one thing, but the energy radiating from them says something else entirely. It's a coldness that washes over you when they hug you. It's a fleeting micro-expression, a tightening around the eyes, a lip that curls for a millisecond, that betrays the smile on their face. Have you ever had someone compliment you, and instead of feeling good, you felt uneasy, shamed even, as if the compliment was a delicate weapon? That's the crack in the mask. Their unconscious hatred is a heavy, dense energy. It doesn't feel warm or open, it feels constricted, closed off. You walk away from a conversation with them feeling confused, off balance, and emotionally depleted. You might even find yourself questioning your own perception. Did that just happen? Was she being sarcastic? Why do I feel so bad? This, my friend, is your unconscious mind trying to send you a message. It's picking up on the violent disagreement between their words and their authentic, hidden feelings. You are reacting to the psychic poison they are emitting, even if you can't see the bottle it came from. Jung also spoke of the persona, the mask we wear to fit into society. It's the social face we present to the world. For someone who secretly hates you, their persona is working overtime. It's a carefully constructed facade of friendship or civility. But the hatred, the resentment, that lives in what Jung called the shadow, the part of our psyche that we refuse to acknowledge in ourselves. We repress these ugly, unacceptable feelings and push them down into the darkness. But the shadow doesn't disappear. It gains power in the dark. And it always seeks expression. It can't come out directly because that would shatter their carefully built persona. So it seeps out in these subtle, energetic leaks. In the tone of voice that is a little too sweet to be genuine. In the laugh that seems just a bit forced. In the way their body is angled slightly away from you, even as they look you in the eye. Your body and your intuition are far more ancient and wise than your logical, analytical mind. Your logical mind will list all the reasons why this person should like you. It will rationalize their behavior, but your body keeps the score. It feels the chill. It registers the microscopic flinch when you touch their arm. It senses the lifelessness behind their eyes. This is the first and most fundamental sign. It's the foundation upon which all the other, more visible signs are built. If you learn to trust this feeling, this deep, intuitive knowing that something is wrong, you will have taken the most important step in protecting your own spirit. You are not crazy. You are not overly sensitive. You are perceptive. You are picking up on a truth that exists just beneath the surface of polite conversation. A truth that the person themselves may not even be fully aware of because it resides in the shadowy depths of their own unconscious. Acknowledging this dissonance is painful. It means admitting that a relationship you value is not what it seems, but ignoring it is like ignoring a small, constant drip of water in your basement. You can pretend it's not there, but over time, the slow, persistent leak will rot your foundations. It will warp the very structure of your self-esteem and your ability to trust yourself. So I want you to think of one person who, after you spend time with them, leaves you feeling hollow and questioning your own worth. Hold that feeling in your body. Where do you feel it? In your stomach? A tightness in your chest? That is the physical manifestation of the crack in their mask. That is your soul's early warning system, and it is never, ever wrong. Now, let's talk about how this hidden hatred moves from a silent, energetic leak into active yet disguised warfare. This is where the mask becomes a weapon. Because the hatred can't express itself openly, it has to get creative. It has to find ways to harm you while maintaining the cover of friendship or concern. This is the realm of covert hostility, and its most common and most devastating weapon is the backhanded compliment. Jung had a profound understanding of this indirect aggression. He saw it as a manifestation of the shadow in action. He said, "Everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is." Think about that. The less a person acknowledges their own darkness, their jealousy, their pettiness, their rage, the more powerful that darkness becomes. And since it can't be expressed honestly, it has to come out in twisted, sideways manner. The backhanded compliment is a masterpiece of shadow expression. It allows the person to say something cruel while maintaining plausible deniability. They can always claim, "I was just joking," or "You're so sensitive, I was paying you a compliment." Let me give you some examples. You've probably heard them. "You're so brave for wearing that." It sounds like praise for your courage, but the underlying message is, "That outfit is a mistake and everyone is judging you for it." "I love how you just don't care what people think." Translation: "Your behavior is socially unacceptable and embarrassing." "You're so lucky you found someone who loves you." Like that. The poison here is, you are inherently unlovable and your partner must have low standards. Do you see how it works? It's a two-part attack. The first part is the sugarcoating, the compliment. The second part is the hidden dagger, laced with contempt and designed to make you feel insecure, small, and doubtful. Every time you receive one of these, it's like taking a tiny sip from a poisoned well. One sip might not make you sick, but over months, years, the toxin accumulates in your system. You start to internalize these subtle messages. You begin to believe that you are, in fact, lucky to have anyone love you, that your choices are inherently foolish, that you are fundamentally too much or not enough. This is a direct assault on your psyche. Jung would say it's an attempt to force their own shadow, their own self-hatred and insecurity onto you. In psychology, this is called projection. They can't bear to see their own flaws, so they unconsciously project them onto you and then attack you for them. When they say, "You're so sensitive," what they are often really saying is, "I am filled with a rage and fragility that I cannot handle, so I will make you the fragile one." When they say, "You think you're so special," it often means, "I feel invisible and insignificant, and I resent you for making me feel it." The compliments are never pure. They always carry a sting, a subtle devaluation. They are designed not to build you up, but to keep you in your place, to ensure you don't feel too confident, too successful, too happy. Because your light threatens their darkness, your success holds up a mirror to their own failures and inadequacies, and their shadow cannot tolerate it. This is why you feel so drained after an interaction with them. You have been in a silent battle. Your spirit has been fighting off tiny, invisible arrows all afternoon. You've been constantly monitoring yourself, trying to figure out the hidden meaning in their words, defending yourself against attacks that were never openly declared. It's a psychological guerrilla war. There are no front lines, no clear enemies, just constant low-grade anxiety and a creeping sense of worthlessness. And the most insidious part, you often find yourself seeking their approval even more. You think, if I can just get a real, pure compliment from them, then I'll know I'm okay. But that pure compliment will never come, because the well is poisoned. The source itself is toxic. Their hidden hatred ensures that any praise they give is always mixed with a contaminant, ensuring you never get the full nourishment of genuine admiration. You are kept in a state of perpetual hunger, always coming back to the poisoned well, hoping this time the water will be clean. But it never is. So I want you to do a quick inventory. Think about the compliments you've received from this person in your life. Do they make you feel expanded, joyful, and seen? Or do they make you feel contracted, confused, and slightly ashamed? Your body knows the difference. A genuine compliment feels like a warm embrace. A backhanded compliment feels like a pinprick. It's small, it's sharp, and it leaves a mark. Start paying attention to the feeling you have after the words are spoken. The words themselves can be clever and deceptive, but the feeling they leave in their wake, that is the truth. That is the shadow revealing itself. We've talked about what they do, the leaky energy, the poisoned words. Now let's talk about what they don't do. This is perhaps the most soul-crushing sign of all, because it attacks our most fundamental human need, the need to be seen, to be felt, to matter. This is the sign of emotional withholding. Imagine you're in a room with this person. You're sharing something vulnerable, a dream you have, a fear that's been keeping you up at night, a great success you're proud of. You are offering them a piece of your soul, and you are met with nothing. Not with anger, not with criticism, but with a profound, echoing emptiness, a blank stare, a quick change of subject, a generic non-committal response like, "That's nice," before they look at their phone. It's as if you spoke into a void. Your words, your feelings, your experience simply vanish without an echo, without acknowledgement. This is not a simple case of someone being a bad listener. This is an active, passive-aggressive strategy. It is the weaponization of absence. Carl Jung understood that within the psyche there is what he called the archetype of the mother. This isn't just about our actual mothers. It's a universal symbol of nourishment, containment, and unconditional acceptance. It is the psychic space that says, "You are here, you exist, I see you and I hold you." When someone secretly hates you, they actively withdraw this energy. They become an anti-container. They create a psychic black hole where your emotions go to die. You share your joy and they diminish it with their lack of response. You share your pain and they offer no comfort. You achieve something great and they are conspicuously absent from the celebration. This is a form of emotional abandonment, and it is devastating because it makes you feel insane. You think, "I just shared my heart. Why do I feel more alone than I did before I spoke?" Jungian analyst Marie-Louise von Franz once wrote, "When the archetype of the positive mother is not constellated, one feels homeless in a most terrifying way." And that's exactly what this feels like. You feel homeless in the relationship. There is no shelter there, no warmth, no nourishment, just a cold, empty space where connection is supposed to be. This is often manifested in the silent treatment, but it's not the silent treatment of a heated argument. It's a cold, calculated, indefinite withdrawal. It's a way of saying, "You are not important enough for me to engage with. Your existence is an inconvenience to me. You are punishable by my absence." They don't need to say they hate you. Their silence screams it. You will find yourself working overtime to fill that void. You'll talk more, try to be funnier, share more vulnerable stories, all in a desperate attempt to elicit a genuine human response from them, to get a flicker of recognition in their eyes, to feel that you exist in their world. But it's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You will pour and pour and pour your emotional energy into them, and you will never, ever get filled back up. This is by design. Their withdrawal makes you desperate. Your desperation gives them power and control. They become the gatekeeper of the validation you so desperately crave, and they enjoy watching you beg for scraps at the door. This dynamic is a perversion of the natural flow of human relationship. In a healthy relationship, there is a reciprocal exchange of energy. You give, you receive. You see, you are seen. In this dynamic, you give, and you are met with a void. You see them, but you are rendered invisible. This is how they erode your sense of self. If the most important mirror in your life, a close friend, a partner, a family member, reflects back nothingness, you start to wonder if you are, in fact, nothing. If your feelings are not valid, if your achievements are not real, you begin to doubt your own reality, your own substance. This is the core of the trauma. It's not what was done, but what was withheld. The love that was never given, the recognition that was never offered, the you that was never seen. So I want you to ask yourself a very simple but very painful question. When you are with this person, do you feel more real or less real? Do you feel expanded into the full, vibrant, complex person that you are? Or do you feel shrunken, muted, and hollowed out? Do you feel felt? Your answer will tell you everything you need to know. The absence in the room is not your imagination. It is an active force. It is the sound of their secret hatred, and it is deafening. Now we move from the private one-on-one torture to the public arena. This is where the secret hatred spills out of the confines of your relationship and begins to infect the entire ecosystem of your social world. This is the sign of triangulation. Triangulation is when this person doesn't confront you directly, but instead brings a third party into the conflict to validate their position and isolate you. It sounds complex, but you've almost certainly experienced it. It's when your friend says to you, "I'm not the only one who thinks you've been acting strangely lately. Sarah thinks so too." Or, I was talking to Mark, and he also noticed how you always make everything about you. Do you see what just happened? They have created a triangle. You, them, and a mysterious, unnamed everyone else who agrees with them. They have recruited an invisible army to stand against you. This is a classic shadow tactic. The person feels weak and small in their hatred alone. They know their feelings are ugly and unjustified, so they need to gather allies. They need to feel that their perception is real, valid, and shared. They go to other people and plant seeds of doubt about you. They do it under the guise of concern. I'm just so worried about Jane. She seems so angry lately. Or, I feel bad for Tom. He's been making some really questionable life choices. They are not expressing concern. They are conducting a covert smear campaign. They will share carefully edited versions of events, leaving out their own provocations. They will misinterpret your words and actions in the worst possible light and present this distorted version to others as fact. The goal is to poison the well of your social connections, to turn people against you before you even have a chance to speak your truth, to make you look like the unstable, problematic one. And the most brilliant, diabolical part, they often do this while maintaining a perfectly friendly face to you. They will still smile at you, still make plans with you, all while they are systematically destroying your reputation behind your back. This creates a profound and terrifying sense of gaslighting. You start to notice that mutual friends are acting coldly towards you. You get uninvited from things. You see whispered conversations that stop when you enter the room. But when you ask this person if anything is wrong, they look you right in the eye and say, "Of course not. Everything is fine. You're just being paranoid." So you are left in a nightmare. You feel the social ostracization, but you can't find the source. You have no proof, only a growing sense of dread and isolation. You begin to question your own sanity. Am I the problem? Is there something wrong with me that I can't see? This was something Jung understood deeply. He spoke about the collective shadow, the dark, rejected aspects of an entire group. The person who secretly hates you is often acting out a collective shadow dynamic. They become the mouthpiece for the unspoken judgments and resentments of the group, making you the scapegoat. You become the carrier of all the negativity that the group doesn't want to acknowledge in itself. And by uniting against you, the group creates a false sense of purity and cohesion. We are the good, sane ones. You are the problem. This is an ancient tribal form of psychological violence. It is spiritual murder by 1,000 cuts. You are not just dealing with one person's hidden hatred anymore. You are dealing with a web of manipulated perceptions, a wall of silent judgment, a chorus of voices that you can't even hear, all singing a song of your inadequacy that was composed by one person. The pain of this is unimaginable unless you've lived it. It is the pain of being exiled from your own tribe. It is the deep, primal fear of being cast out and left to die alone. And the person who started it all gets to sit back and watch the show. Their own hidden hatred now validated and amplified by the group. Their shadow has successfully recruited an army. If you find yourself suddenly on the outside of a social circle, with no clear explanation, look for the triangulator. Look for the person who speaks to you with a smile, but whose eyes are constantly scanning for weakness. The person who always seems to be in the middle of every drama, yet never gets their hands dirty. They are the puppet master, and you have been cast as the villain in a play you didn't even know was being staged. We've explored the signs they exhibit, the energy, the words, the absence, the social manipulation, but the most important evidence, the ultimate proof that this hidden hatred is real and damaging, is not in them. It's in you. It's in how you change when you are in their presence. This is the final and most heartbreaking sign. the slow, systematic shrinking of your own spirit. Carl Jung's entire life's work was about the journey toward individuation, the process of becoming the unique, whole, and authentic individual you were meant to be. It's about integrating all parts of yourself, even the shadow, into a cohesive, powerful self. A relationship with someone who secretly hates you is the absolute opposite of individuation. It is a process of disintegration. It is a systematic attack on your authenticity. Think about who you are when you are at your best, your most joyful, spontaneous, creative, and confident self. Now think about who you are when you are around this person. Do you become quieter? Do you second-guess your opinions before you speak? Do you laugh less? Do you hide your excitement about your passions because you know they will be met with indifference or a subtle put-down? Do you find yourself editing your personality, making yourself smaller, less colorful, less you, in order to avoid triggering their subtle criticisms or their cold withdrawal? This is the clearest sign of all. You are contorting yourself into a shape that you hope will be acceptable to them. You are sacrificing your true self on the altar of their conditional regard. Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." The person who secretly hates you is actively denying you that privilege. They are making it unsafe for you to be who you are. You start to lose touch with your own instincts. You stop trusting your own feelings because they have been consistently invalidated. You begin to believe that your desire for connection is needy, that your boundaries are aggressive, that your success is arrogant. Your vibrant, multifaceted personality gets sanded down into a dull, inoffensive nub. You become a ghost of yourself. This is not an accident. This is the goal. Their hidden hatred cannot tolerate your light. Your authenticity is a constant living reproach to their inauthenticity. Your wholeness highlights their brokenness, so they must dim your light. They must break you down, not necessarily because they are evil, mustache-twirling villains, but because your very existence as a full and happy person is a threat to the fragile prison of their own persona. Your shrinkage makes them feel bigger. Your silence makes their voice sound louder. Your self-doubt confirms their own misplaced sense of superiority. Look at the evidence within you, the constant anxiety before you see them, the mental rehearsal of conversations trying to anticipate and avoid their subtle jabs, the exhaustion after you part ways, an exhaustion that isn't about activity, but about the immense psychic energy it takes to hold your true self in check. The loss of your hobbies, your passions, your friendships, because you've been pouring all your energy into managing this one impossible relationship. The hollow feeling in your chest that whispers, "This isn't me. Who have I become? This is the cost. This is the price you pay for their secret hatred. You pay for it with pieces of your own soul. You are literally giving yourself away, bit by bit, to someone who will never, ever value the sacrifice." Recognizing this is the turning point. The pain of staying the same, of continuing to shrink, must finally become greater than the fear of change, the fear of setting a boundary, the fear of walking away, the fear of their reaction, or the reaction of the social circle they may have poisoned against you. But I need you to hear this and hear it clearly. The you that you are sacrificing, your true, authentic, beautiful, messy, brilliant, creative, powerful self, is worth more than any relationship, any friendship, any family tie. That self is your birthright. It is the masterpiece you were put on this earth to become. And no one has the right to demand that you lock it away in a dark room to make them feel more comfortable. The journey back to yourself begins with this one painful acknowledgement. In the presence of this person, I disappear. And then you must make the most courageous decision you will ever make. You must choose yourself. If you recognized yourself in this video, if you saw the face of that person in your mind, I need you to know something. You are not alone. The pain you feel is real, the confusion is valid, and the exhaustion, that deep, bone-tired exhaustion, is the sign of a spirit that has been fighting a long, silent war. This isn't about blaming them or becoming consumed by hatred yourself. This is about seeing the truth with clear eyes, so you can stop the bleeding, so you can stop pouring your precious energy into a black hole. The work of Carl Jung teaches us that the path to healing begins with bringing what is hidden in the shadows into the light. For years, this dynamic has lived in the shadows of your relationship. You've felt it, but you haven't named it. You haven't had the words for it. Now you do. You have the words, you have the signs, you have the understanding. Bringing it into the light means you can finally stop internalizing it. You can stop thinking, "What is wrong with me?" and start understanding, "What is happening here?" This knowledge is your shield. It is your map out of the labyrinth. The next steps are yours to take. It might mean having a courageous conversation. It might mean setting a firm, non-negotiable boundary. It might mean slowly distancing yourself. Or it might mean ending the relationship entirely. There is no one right answer. But there is one right direction, the direction that leads you back to yourself. The direction that allows you to breathe fully again, to laugh without editing yourself, to dream without immediately shutting it down. The journey to reclaim yourself is the most important journey you will ever take. And it starts today. It starts with this moment of recognition. If this video helped you see the truth, if it gave you language for the pain you couldn't name, then please do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel, because this is a safe space for this kind of deep, soul-level work. We go beyond the surface here, and there is so much more to explore on the path to wholeness. Your subscription tells the algorithm that this kind of meaningful content matters, and it helps me reach others just like you who are sitting in the dark, feeling alone and confused, needing to hear this message. And secondly, if you know someone, a friend, a family member, who you suspect is going through this same silent hell, share this video with them. Send it to them privately. You don't have to say a word, just send it. It could be the lifeline they desperately need. It could be the moment the lights turn on for them, too. You deserve to be in relationships that feel like a garden, not a battlefield. Relationships that help you grow, not shrink. You deserve to be seen, celebrated, and loved for exactly who you are. Don't settle for anything less. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your courage. Now, go take your power back.